All right, so folks, this is Dog Point Section 94 Marlborough Sauvignon Blanc. So, Marlborough Sauvignon Blanc is a very well-known kind of like wine style that is pretty daggy nowadays, I would say. Back in the like 90s and 2000s, people used to like drink the shit out of Marlborough Sauvignon Blanc. It's often has these very sort of like passion fruit characters like green pea. That's very much what Marlborough Sauvignon Blanc is generally known to be. But this stuff is actually like quite different. So I think it's worth noting that this is a single vineyard wine. So from what they call their Section 94 vineyard. So this isn't like a mass-produced Marlborough Sauvignon Blanc as most of them are. And it's also from 2017, which by Sauvignon Blanc vineyards, sorry, Sauvignon Blanc standards from Marlborough is like fucking old. This wine is like middle-aged. These wines are normally designed to be basically drunk, as soon as they can be. So. Wow. Okay. So that smells like, in the nicest possible way, that smells like a fucking struck match. If you've ever had a box of matches, you've struck it, and that smell, that really characteristic smell that it has when the flame stops burning, and it's got that really kind of like sulfury kind of smell, like that's what this smells like, which might sound like a bad thing, but it's not. I gotta say, I kind of love it. It is a character, however, that if you're smelling it with me right now, it's probably going to fade away. So if we just give this like a really good swirl, generally speaking, it's going to like blow off a little bit. No, still there. No. So this struck match character, how much science are we going to go into? It's called reduction in winemaking. It occurs when basically when there's not enough oxygen during the fermentation, and the yeast get sort of stressed out in some way, and they create this character, which has this kind of like struck match kind of thing going on. It's definitely not like a wine fault. It's something which I really love it. It's commonly found in actually really expensive French Chardonnays from Burgundy. Often have this character. It's super rare to see this character in Sauvignon Blanc. Sorry, with one exception, and that is from in the Loire Valley, where you find the wines of Sancerre, if you've heard of those. So Sancerre is probably the most famous Sauvignon Blanc from France. Some of those wines they call Fumé Blanc, and Fumé is smoke, and that sort of refers to this character, this winemaking style. I love that. It's passion fruit, grapefruit on the palate, but then that sort of like that gunflinty, matchsticky thing just like keeps on going through. The wine's got really high acid. It's really refreshing. That's like a really interesting wine. It's definitely not something which I would recommend to someone who wants classic Sauvignon Blanc characters, because that ain't it. That's something which is really quite different. It's very interesting. It's aged Sauvignon Blanc from Marlborough that tastes nothing like how those wines are meant to taste. It's more reminiscent, as I said, of of something which is a cross between white Burgundy and Fumé Blanc. That stuff might not be very helpful. I would recommend this to someone who was looking for, anyone that likes Burgundy. That's where I would start. This kind of like this matchsticky, gunflinty sort of character. That's a character which is associated with like pretty funky like Burgundy wines. So someone who liked Burgundy, I would recommend this to them, as opposed to someone that liked Sauvignon Blanc, which is, I don't know, kind of risky, I suppose, perhaps. If someone was ordering Sauvignon Blanc, ordered this wine from you, I would actually mention to them that if they've not had Dog Point Section 94 before, if they think this is going to taste like Cloudy Bay or any of those other Marlborough Sauvignon Blancs they've experienced, this will not make them happy. Nonetheless, though, it's pretty fucking, it's cool. It's good. I would be like really happy to like offer this to someone who was a bit adventurous, someone who was like, you know, looking for something a bit, just like a little bit different. I'll just finish by saying that it is still very much kind of like, it's a light wine still. So it's still a wine which you want to serve really cold. It's still really refreshing. It does have those kind of like, you know, grapefruity Sauvignon Blanc sort of characters to it. But it just has this really kind of like cool streak of you know, struck match. Cheers. Dog Point.